A feast of goals appeared in the match between Manchester United and Crystal Palace, and the team that did it was unfortunately not the Red Devils. The match ended, Manchester United fans stared blankly at the scoreboard as if dumbfounded and then mumbled a question in their heads: what terrible thing really happened? Everything is simply the ultimate feeling of disappointment and frustration. People only see the ball rolling in the away team's field. Manchester United's goalkeeper is always in a state of no protection. The home team's attacking players comfortably shooting. Is there a conspiracy to betray Erik ten Hag, or are the Red Devils players really that bad? No one calls this a football team anymore. They are just 11 people who go on the field to play for 90 minutes and then go home, despite the screams of the fans outside. No Bruno Fernandes and Harry Maguire due to different injuries right before the match. A 36-year-old Johnny Evans had to play even though he had not fully recovered from his injury. Partnering with Evans is a reluctant midfielder, Casemiro. Mason Mount was also given the opportunity to replace Bruno. Looking at the Red Devils starting lineup, fans had a bad feeling, and indeed the way the match played out was exactly what many people thought. Everything is summed up in words: disorder. When attacking, MU could barely get on the ball. When defending, they constantly make mistakes. In the 12th minute, Michael Ollis dribbled the ball from the middle of the field. Just a few seconds later, Andre Onana was seen having to go into the net to pick up the ball, and the French player opened the scoring for the home team. In many situations, people did not see a single white shirt appear in zone 14. Leading to a situation where MU's defense continuously had to fend off Crystal Palace's attacks. By the 40th minute, the scoreboard read 2-0. Jean-Philippe Mateta turned Evans into a literal clown after easily passing the ball and then scoring a shot into Onana's net. The score was 3-0 for Crystal Palace. When the match took place less than 1 hour, Red Devils fans fell into deep contemplation. They no longer had the strength to be bitter. Some even smiled faintly because of their feelings. Emotions are gone. When people become emotionless, even if it's the 4th goal for Palace, no one cares anymore. And this time it was Casemiro with a disastrous and extremely stupid loss of the ball. For Casemiro alone, this was probably the Brazilian star's worst match since arriving at Old Trafford. Statistics show that Casemiro was passed 8 times in this match, the most by a player in one match. Play in the Premier League this season. Man United's terrible night officially ended with a score of 0-4. No one can justify this extremely poor performance of Man United anymore. Because of both the style of play, the people, and the spirit of competition. They are playing as if they no longer have any goals. But why is coach Erik ten Hag so strangely quiet today? Or is it that he can no longer control the Man United players? Already. Just look at what happened at Selhurst Park. No one could accept the way the MU defense defended, extremely carelessly. Laying out the red carpet, inviting Ollis and his teammates to shine. After the devastating defeat at Selhurst Park, Manchester United also marked their 13th loss since the beginning of the season. The Red Devils' worst achievement in Premier League history. The Old Trafford team's defense has also suffered a total of 81 goals conceded up to this point, the worst in the past 47 years. Many people wonder what terrible thing Erik ten Hag is turning MU into. They used to tease Chelsea at the beginning of the season, gloating at their opponents ranked below them for a long time. And now what? At a key stage, the Blues took over 7th place, pushing the Reds down to 8th. The Champions League flies away, so does the Europa League, and now it's time for Manchester United to have the opportunity to participate in the Europa Conference League. MU now only has the FA Cup final with Man City to save a disastrous season, but few believe in the miracle story of this terrible team. Perhaps in the coming days, coach Erik ten Hag will have to think a lot. Not only for the remaining matches of the season but also for his future at Old Trafford.